I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry. I scheduled a live stream for 8 something. I think it was 8:30. Um, but yeah, I needed to spend a little more time with my Heavenly Father. But I'm here as promised. Welcome to Recovery Days. Tonight's topic is, why do I feel so bad? Why do I feel so bad? Why do I feel so bad? Like, I think I'm back. It says I'm live. The timer is going, so. But yes, I rebuke all spirits trying to interrupt this live stream. I'm not sure where you are. I'd like to know if you want to share. Y'all, this is going to be a talk. We're going to talk tonight. I'm going to share tonight. And I'd like y'all to share too if you feel comfortable. But tonight, our Recovery Tuesday is about being okay with not being okay while you are moving into your new. I have shared so much on moving from old to new over the last, probably the last 2 years specifically, especially last year, because last year was the year of new beginnings. And so a lot of what I'm going to share, if you've been with me for a little bit, you already know some of this, but this is gentle reminders because we need this encouragement right now. The warfare right now it's another level. It's another dimension, because of where God is leading us. This is not normal. This is not normal life anymore. Been sharing this since 2020. Nothing is the same, and nothing is going to be the same. But we've entered the new dimension and the new realm, and with that comes, I think there's somebody that I've heard somebody say, new levels, new devils. Yeah, that's what's happening for a lot of us. So yeah, why do I feel so bad when I've said yes to my new life? This is probably going to be a little bit layered because some of this is normal when you decide to give your life to Christ. When you decide, okay, I'm ready to walk the narrow path. I'm ready to know what this life is about with God. I want to know why I'm here. So there's this level of natural process that happens to us because I'm changing from my old self to my new self, spiritually speaking. And then it goes into the soul realm, which is the sanctification, and then the physical realm. But we're also, again, in this space where we've never been in this space before. This is new territory that we've entered. This is uncharted territory that we've entered. So a lot of this warfare that's coming against us is not what we've been used to or accustomed to. In fact, a lot of it is probably beyond our abilities, even as a born-again believer, to handle the weight of the warfare. Okay, so some of this pressure by the way, welcome everyone coming to the chat and to the live stream. I welcome you. I bless you. I invite you to share anything you'd like to share. Those of you that are new, my name is Ruby. Welcome to She's Restored, and tonight is Recovery Tuesdays. And I missed y'all yesterday for Mind Heart Mondays. I apologize, but I just wasn't able to. Hi, welcome. Good to see you. So yeah, why do I feel so bad when I've said yes to my new? Let me start with saying that for a lot of us who have taken the spiritual journey to surrender our will over to the care of God, so surrender our life to Christ, and I'll share my testimony, a little bit of it. We were in a space already of darkness, of difficulty, and really of desperation for some of us. In fact, it was probably a catalyst where you said, okay, I'm tired of living this way. I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of not knowing why I'm here. I'm tired of all this strain and stress and struggle. And I want to know who you are, God. I really want to know who you are, and I want to know why I'm here. And to our surprise, when we said yes, we went straight into a trial of some kind. And you found yourself asking, why? Why am I struggling? Like, I literally finally gave my life over, and now I'm dealing with this. This is the process. This is the sanctification process. The life of a believer is a life of surrender. It is taking your life moment by moment and surrendering it over to God, who really has your true life that you've been dreaming about. You just didn't know it. So part of this process is, and actually the biggest part of this process is trust. Okay? God knows us better than we know ourselves. He knows our story from beginning to end, and He knows what it will take for us to truly surrender our hearts to Him. And so, depending on us, as I've shared before, a lot of us are very stubborn. A lot of us need a little extra incentive to be humble. So we will go through trials, we will go through testing, and it is to build our character, our new life, our new self. So trials and testing is part of the process. It is part of my growth from my old self to my new self. And it's uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. But we must accept the discomfort in order to grow and to become the new me. Okay? And embrace my new life. Do you play any games? Sorry, y'all. My internet. Sorry, y'all. That's just the internet. It's just acting crazy today. All day today, I've had issues with the internet. How about y'all? Do you play any games on console? No, not lately. I don't play any games. I do like games. I like Atari games. So Tetris, Centipede, Galaga. That's my style. That's my frequency. How about you? Thanks for saying hi and thanks for asking. Um, so why do I feel so bad? Now, I'm gonna encourage us because a lot of us are suffering right now. A lot of us are in a state of depression or anxiety, um, because the trials are too much. And y'all, the trials are too much right now. Like I said, this oppressive spirit that's been over us, the Lord knows it, but it's the enemy coming against us because the enemy knows it's time. It's time for us to enter the promised land for a lot of us, but the fullness of the Lord in us, so that we can bring kingdom to earth. Okay, some of you don't know what on earth I'm talking about, and some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. But for those of you that don't know, the times we're in are times that are ushering us into the coming of Christ. Okay? And before this happens, completely happens, I should say, because it's multifaceted, it's there's many sequences to this happening. He wants us ready for what's coming and what's already here. I'm not getting into the details of what's going on globally. A lot of you already know. But these are evidences and signs pointing us further into where we are in terms of time and space and in terms of the Lord's return. So we are feeling the weight of the warfare. Many of you that are new in the spirit, you're new to hearing from God, you're new to being born again, being a believer, and surrendering your life over to the Lord. And you're still sort of navigating what this means, what this looks like for you. A lot of you, especially if you are gifted in the prophetic, or part of your spiritual gifting is discerning of spirits, or you're a seer, or you're in the prophetic, but you haven't quite come into the fullness of that yet. A lot of times you might be feeling things because it's the Holy Spirit giving you a sign, or giving you confirmation that there's something that you need to intercede for. Let me explain this a little bit further, because that's kind of vague. But when this started happening for me some years back, I didn't understand. And even though I knew that we're in the last days, that things are happening, I didn't know to the extent or the degree of where we were in time and space. This was, I don't know, maybe 10 years, no, 12, 13 years ago, something like that. And I was still learning about my spiritual gifts. I was still learning about, how the Lord was speaking to me or speaking through me. But a lot of you are also very sensitive in the spirit realm. And you may not, you may not have visions. You may not see things in the spirit. Some of you do see things in the spirit. That is to say, God shows you visions, whether they're awake or you're sleeping. Um, but some of us don't have visions. Some of us have um, we sense the oppression. We sense the shift in the atmosphere. And a lot of times you might find it difficult to discern, is this mine? Is it something I'm battling? Is this depression coming from within me? Or this heaviness? Or is it something that the Lord is revealing to me about somebody else? A lot of times, and this is how the Spirit works sometimes, is you might feel an emotion, or, like I said, a heaviness that you can't shake off. You can't quite put your finger on it. So it's important to discern and go into prayer when you start to feel like this, because, it could be an attack from the enemy. It could be the Lord prompting you to pray for somebody specific, especially if he does put someone on your heart when you start to feel this way. Or what the main thing that I'm getting to is, because of where we are in time and space, this heaviness and this oppression that's coming over us is hard to handle. It is too heavy. In fact, this reminds me of that teaching that I shared. It's too great for us to handle. Okay, we're here. I think I shared that in 2021. The greatness that God has for us is too great to handle. And the heartache that's here, that's coming, that's over us and that's over the world, is too great for us to handle. So we need to, number one, discern, what is going on. When I start to feel, why do I feel so bad? Okay, why do I feel so bad knowing that God, knowing that I'm on God's path for my life? Not that I'm perfectly doing everything that I should be doing, because none of us are. We're works in progress. We're going to have days where we miss the mark. We're going to have weeks where, we get complacent, or whatever it is that you struggle with. But I must remember to discern, Lord. And first, before that, I must remember it's spiritual warfare. It's part of the convergence that I've been talking about. It's part of God shifting and moving everything and everyone into alignment. So when these oppressions and heaviness begins to happen, as it has been happening, and you start feeling it for yourself, this time is very sensitive. It's time for you to go into prayer. It's time for you to discern, okay, Lord, why do I feel so bad? What is going on? Is this something within me? Is it something, and you might know for yourself, you're wrestling with something, or God's had you in the space of refinement, or maybe there's an issue that you've been battling with yourself that you've just had a hard time letting go and surrendering over to Him. But it's important to remember to pray, to stop and pray, and seek the Lord about where is this coming from? Is it mine? Is it for someone else? Are you asking me to intercede for somebody else? Or is this an attack from the enemy? This oppressive spirit is an attack from the enemy. Or is this a global thing that is happening that you want me to move in a certain way? This is very, vital for us to know right now because it's increasing. Okay, so this is one layer to understand this. Another layer is when it comes to you personally and what you're battling and what you're going through. I encourage you to remember you're doing the best you can. Okay, you're doing the best you can. God is not interested in perfection because He is perfect, and it is His perfection moving through us and helping us and sustaining us. He simply wants us to surrender our trust, one moment at a time, one area of life at a time. Now things are accelerating, but we must also remember, and he reminded me of this tonight because I'm going through my own stuff, and I have been for a little while. The more in tune you are with His Spirit, the easier it becomes for you to be sensitive to His leading in that moment. This is something, again, that you just have to spend time with Him, spend time in His Word, spend time in prayer, share your day with Him, even though He knows everything. He knows everything about us. But for your benefit, for your sake, cast your cares over to Him. Cry when you need to cry out to Him. Express how you feel and what you're thinking to Him, because this helps you to not feel so weighed down as you're moving into where He's taking you, spirit, soul, and body. Okay. So we are entering some rocky times. I've already shared this, I think, earlier this year. And yet at the same time, it's like there's a song message. I think I shared this recently, but there's a song message that I received quite a while ago. But it's called "As We Go Up, We Go Down." And it speaks to this sort of upside down understanding that as things get worse in the world, things get better for us, spiritually speaking, and in this earth realm, because God is flipping everything around. Okay? The first shall become last, the last shall become first. Everything that we thought we understood and knew about society, humanity, all of this is going to be shifted for us by God's hand, by His Spirit. We simply need to be in alignment to His plan and purpose for your life. Again, I encourage you, if you don't know why you're here, if you don't have an understanding or revelation about your purpose or your calling or your assignment, I am available to you for one-to-one sessions. I help you on the inner healing journey. I help you discover your vision for your life. I help you as an artist, if you're artists or musicians. I help you build your dream life as an artist. Art and music is going to be a key and massive role in healing humanity. I've been sharing this for a while, but God's going to do some amazing things through art and music and artists and musicians. So that's an encouragement for you if you are an artist or a musician. God is about to use us in ways that Hollywood could never, ever touch. I mean, this is going to be beyond us. So if you are an artist, that's why I say if you are I do one-to-one creative coaching, so if you're interested in that, or one-to-one inner healing sessions, I'm available to you. And I think I put all my stuff in the description, so you can just book a session with me any day of the week, really. I think I put Monday through Saturday, but whatever works for you, I'm here and I'm available to guide you into your journey of healing and recovery and finding your vision for your life, because it's very important, y'all. I can't stress this enough. I mean, I've been saying this for a while, but the more time passes, the closer we are to the convergence, and everything just happening so quickly, like we won't even be able to keep up. Why do I feel so bad? One of the things I want to encourage you is to not be afraid of the pain. This is part of my 3 to 5 step signature process of processing pain. It is step 2. It is to accept and embrace where I'm at. Okay. A lot of us, well, we're all in different stages of the refinement process, but we're all in the refining process. And there are some seasons, especially if it is a deep root in your soul realm, that the Lord is healing, that He's doing a work in you. And I mean this could take months, it could take years, it could even take you I want to say kind of take you away from yourself for a time. It's so deep and it's so much to handle that you couldn't do it all at once. And I encourage, people that I work with, there are seasons where we have breakthrough and we feel really good and things are going great for a while, and then all of a sudden I'm back. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm back in this mentality, or I'm back in this emotion that is causing me mental unrest or emotional turmoil. It is because there are deep roots that the Lord is trying to uproot in you. So when you're in these spaces and these seasons, and for a lot of us, because and when I say a lot of us, I mean those of us that are yielded already right now, or you've been yielded. God is doing a deep work in us because He is preparing us to be ready for what is here. But in this space, what I want to encourage you, when you feel bad, when you're feeling like this is too much, Lord, let's say He's called you to something and God said, this is where I want you to be, or this is where I'm leading you. But in your natural mind, you don't see how you can even do this. Like, there is no physical sign or evidence that this is even possible. Okay, and it's taxing on your mind, and it's a lot for your soul realm, and even physically it's too much. Rest in the truth of what God spoke over you first. Second, remember to yield to the Spirit in the process. If God tells you to rest, you rest. In spite of the natural understanding of what should be happening. I feel like this is where we can get stuck. And this is where we can get so discouraged that we want to abandon the call. This is a general, as a believer, I think this is where a lot of believers when you're in this space where you want to just, okay, this following God thing is too much, like it's just too hard. Or especially now where we are in terms of time and space, it's gonna feel too much sometimes. But what I encourage you here is, number one, if you know God said, leave your job, move to another state, and this is where I want you to go, then you go, okay? In spite of the logic of it. Again, we're not in times of things making sense anymore. It's all spirit from here on out. So if you're not connected to the spirit, you can't be led by the spirit. But you must be led by the spirit to make sense of the natural world now. Trust what he's spoken. Secondly, rest in him in the process. Okay? The Lord gave me an instruction for this week that in my natural mind, it doesn't make sense. And in my humanity, it's very challenging for me to do. For you, it's going to be the same. It might be different, but it's the same. But vital that I rest in him in the process. This is the only space that I can be safe, no matter what happens. I rest in him in the process. So if God says, take the week off, you have a lot to do, but I'm telling you to take the week off. Then you take the week off and you put the work aside. Again, you know, you might have things piling up, you might have deadlines, but God's instruction to you and for you is to get you where you need to go by his spirit. This is the year of the spirit. This is the year God is doing things we cannot do in and of ourselves. So it's so vital that I'm yielded to his spirit regardless. And when I'm in the space where I am feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling exhausted, I'm feeling on the brink of burnout, I'm feeling confused, like it's too much, this is your time to rest in the Lord. In fact, if you are here, that is your assignment, is to rest until he revitalizes you, or he gives you an instruction. Because believe it or not, and for some of us, we're so naturally always on the go that we don't even know when we're out of alignment. For some of you, rest is your remedy. So why do I feel so bad? Because of everything I've just shared. There's a lot happening, there's a lot going on. And also, you're going through a process of recovery, of sanctification, of growth, of healing, and be patient with your process. This is so important. Be patient with your process. There's no competition now. This is not a race. You know. And plus, we need to actually be more cautious about our next steps than we have ever been before, because the enemy is very, very crafty right now, very sneaky. And when we find ourselves in a space of anxiety and fear, if we impulsively react to that, we can find ourselves in very, very bad situations or worse scenarios than we were originally afraid of in the first place. So I feel like the highlight tonight is rest in the Lord, and take care of yourself in your process, wherever you are, whatever you're going through. Know that it is part of the process. Know that you're going to get through this because God already has it all planned out for you. You're simply walking it out. And your new life is here. Your new you is here. It's just a matter of embracing it. So anybody have any questions, feel free to ask me on the replay. Hope everything's well. And I plan to be back this week with a teaching. Definitely for Friday. I think I missed last Friday. And I do apologize, y'all, for just the sporadic lives. Like last week, I meant to come on every day, and so much was just coming against me. Like, I don't even know where to start. But this week, praise the Lord, He has sat me still, and I have sat at His feet, and I am being renewed and revitalized in my spirit and my body. And I needed it. I needed this time. I needed this time to like pause and reset and remember truth, remember where the Lord's leading. And I encourage you to know that if you've given your life to the Lord, He's leading you, and you don't need to fear, even during the trials and the difficulties, because remember that you have everything you need in Christ, everything you need. And He loves us beyond anything we could imagine. So yeah, I will be back. I'm planning to be back Friday. If I come on before then awesome. And if not, I will see you all for last day's live stream on Friday. Love you all so much. Again, if you feel led to donate to my channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you feel led to share your story with me and begin your inner healing journey, I would be honored to walk alongside you. You can find all of that in my description. So good night, everyone. Have a blessed rest of the week, and I'll see you guys next time.